Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're still on the POLITY, reaching you live from Abuja studios. And of course, welcome if you are just joining. Now, this year's International Women's Day theme, Inspire Inclusion, resonates strongly with me. Now, around the world and in so many and diverse cultures, the underpinnings of society seem to be held in place by women. Now, research continues to show that women spend a disproportionate amount of time caregiving, child rearing, and generally bringing order to the chaos of our homes. Now, but currently, women have been increasingly joining the workforce for decades, adding extraordinary value to our innovation, community, and economies. Now, they all have an interest in sustaining the progress women have made, but we all need to join, of course, into this effort. And now, joining us to, of course, talk about all of this is Maryam Auwal, the Chief of Staff to the Walsa International President. Good afternoon, Auwal.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm fine.
All right, let's delve into it proper. Of course, I was going to say woman to woman, but of course, I'm sure both of our viewers are not women.
Yes.
And how can you ensure women's voices are genuinely heard and their ideas leveraged in every organization? Of course, you know, we still fight the battle of including women in society generally, of course, but then it looks like this, I hate to talk about politics when it comes to everything, but then whether we like it or not, they are intertwined. We see that even in governance, we have less than 6% of women, of course, representing other women there. But then generally, how do you think our voices can be heard, and how do you think ideas can be leveraged in organizations to, of course, include women more?
And thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Yes, to answer your question, personally, as a law student, I can say that from my organization, so let me start from home, my own organization, yes, Walsa. It's all about women inclusivity and women's representation. So currently we have a forum for female country directors from different parts of the country, of course West African countries, come together to host an outreach program and all of that. Just recently we did an outreach program that we went to the hospital to give items to kids and pay off like their hospital bills and all of that. And then diving into politics, like you said, is hand in hand. Currently in the National Assembly, only 6.7% of women are in the National Assembly, with over 80% of male dominating the National Assembly. So I feel like the past few years, like how we've been evolving, I think compared to before, women have been realizing their worth, they have been realizing their rights. Like I personally, as a law student aspiring to be a lawyer, I've done so many social justice outreach, telling women on what they can do, how they can use the law for themselves if they are oppressed. And it's really amazing to when you find out that people don't even know they can do this. Like women are just already carving into society, thinking that a woman, this is just her job, like she can't grow, she can't. But it's very personally me, I feel very touched. I would say I feel very proud to see more women like voicing out, like leading aspiring women like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who was the former finance minister and currently the director general of the World Trade Organization. I mean, she's speaking for herself. Her works are amazing, and that's just a spark of what a woman can do. So
all right, you did great. That I mean, we almost but let's move on. Do you agree that talking about inspiring inclusion, I like the fact that you've mentioned Okonjo-Iweala, because she's one person that we all are looking up to. I mean, looking at where she started from and where she has gotten to. It makes us all believe that yes, we can actually aspire for greater things. But do you think we need more sensitization? Because you mentioned something about women, some not even knowing that they're actually entitled to most of these things. Most women just feel like, oh, all they have to do is just bear children, take care of the home and all of that. But then when you talk about inclusiveness, do you think the government per se needs to do better in including not just women in governance, but then of course in every other things, major decision makings in the country?
Yes, of course there is always room for improvement in every situation, there's always room for improvement. And I feel like the Nigerian government can do better in women inclusivity and inclusion. Like countries like Rwanda. In Rwanda now, their parliament, the women there is over 61.7% of women in the parliament. So it's amazing to see countries like that.
I was even thinking you're going to mention Tanzania too,
yes,
where they have a woman president.
Yes,
which is actually smooth there.
Yes, so which is amazing. Like I feel like if these countries can, bring in, like embrace, women inclusivity and all of that, Nigeria also should do better, can do better. Nigeria is a great country, of course, and there's always room for improvement, like I said. So I feel there is so much room for improvement and inclusion of, women inclusivity, not just in, representation in offices, in politics, academia. There are a lot of things that, when a woman is, being included, it helps.
Okay. Yes. Before you came on board, we had a guest that I was talking about the rate of women in media, and of course not just media and offices. You see that most of the firms, let's say the banking system, you see that they're led by women most times, but then in other sectors you see where they pull women back. But does it look like there's a marginalization of where women should fit into proper, or most of these offices should actually be open to women generally? Because I mean, when we talk about inclusion, we're not segregating. It means in all aspects. We're still fighting for the, of course, access to basic amenities as women, and of course having equal and the same rights as men. So my question is, do you think there are specific actions that can be taken to support the career progression and advancement of marginalized women in companies?
So I feel like, education, when you educate somebody on something he doesn't know about, you're giving him the power to do everything. So I think we need to do more of education, like hosting programs, outreach, telling women, because one of the barriers for, less of women being inclusive and is cultural barriers. That's a very strong effect, like cultural barriers. Some women from their homes, from little, they already have a stereotype in their head that there is a limit to what she can do or what she can achieve. So, and there is this famous quote that I want to quote: if your dream do not scare you, then it's not big enough. So their children, their kids, they have these big, huge dreams, but listen, like from their home, learning begins from home. So from home, they're already seeing, they are cutting off their dreams. But I feel like it's not too late to nurture these children, to nurture the upcoming generation, to nurture us ourselves, because education is continuous. Learning is continuous.
Okay, now that you said that, so you've spoken about culture. I hate to segregate, but then speaking about culture, that's not the only problem we have when it comes to women inclusion. We talk about religious, basically, because now I like the fact that you mentioned something about when women grow up, they were trained, maybe some were trained that, you can be more than this. Of course, we have some religions, of course, that does not allow women. I mean, for the Christianity, we have some parts that say, there's some places where a woman cannot enter because, of course, you are a woman. Then for the other religion too, we have so many religions that actually do not allow women. So do you think we need to sensitize, or are there things that we need to do better? Do we need to speak more, or who do we meet? Is it the government? Is it we women as we need to have probably a gathering to speak more on this and say, we need to be included in most of the decision makings and of course in organizations? Of
course we can, yes, for sure we can get support from the government, but he who wears the shoes knows where he's pinching. So we can't rely 100% on the government to speak on our issues that we ourselves face. So I think we as women, we should try to host programs, like organizations, like outreach programs, to tell people that, because you're a woman, it doesn't limit you to doing some things. Like personally, in the WALSA, the West African Law Student Society Female Forum, there is balance, there's equity between male and females. They won't say, because you're a male you should have this position, because you're a female. No. So my organization works towards ensuring that there is nothing like gender barrier, or everybody is equal, like there's equality, there is balance of such issues when it comes to women inclusivity. And I think that's very beautiful. That we are already, you know, teaching ourselves and grooming ourselves to take away that stereotype from the society.
All right, thank you very much. I'd like you to leave a note with our viewers at home. Tomorrow is International Women's Day. I'd like you to leave a note with every woman watching us out there, most especially on inclusion, for those that feel like they shouldn't be included because they're women, for those that feel like, let me segregate myself, this is what I can amount to, or I cannot pass certain boundaries. I'd like you to leave a note with them.
Okay, all I have to say is don't ever allow who you are as a person, especially since we are talking about women. They don't allow who you are as a person, being female, to stop you from achieving what you think you can achieve. Okay. Go out, go all in, do what you can, and look up to, you know, powerful female representative like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Michelle Obama, and people that fall under those categories. Look at their works, what they were able to achieve, even being women, you know, having families to take care of. They were still able to achieve so much greatness, and they've left a mark, a history that can never be wiped out of their great achievements and great works. So all I have to say is the reason why you should even believe in yourself more is because you are a woman. You have the power to do what nobody can do. You are a woman. You should embrace your femininity, and you should work with your femininity. So don't allow society, stereotype, or people around you to make you feel like, oh, because you're a woman, there's a limit to what you can achieve in life. And like I said, and I'll say again, if your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. So go out, give in your all, and chase those dreams.
All right, thank you very much, Maryam Mohammed Auwal, the Chief of Staff of the West African Law Student Society. You've, of course, made impact today on the program, and I'm sure our viewers at home are wowed. This is what wrap it up for the polity for this afternoon. And you've heard what Maryam has said. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. And as a woman, I'd like you to say, like I'd always say every year, it feels like it's going to become a broken record very soon. Take up space. Nobody's limiting you. Your what you have as a woman is the fact that you are powerful. It's instilled in you. So from today, if you probably felt less of yourself because you're a woman before, I'd like to implore you that starting from today, you can do better. You can shatter glasses. You can enter rooms and people would listen to you. Before I start sounding like Aspire to Perspire and Maguire people, this is where we wrap it up for today on the polity. I remain Mercy Babajide. See you same time, same station tomorrow. Bye.